Hey guys, it's Dakota the Gamer here. I'm actually making a video for you guys today to show off my retro gaming, like all the retro games I do have in my collection. Now, it's not a big box or anything, so this video isn't going to be too long, but I really want to show off my collection just to show you guys like what I kind of have in general with my retro games. I love retro gaming. I love gaming in general, so this is definitely a fun video for me to do. But so I have this box right here. If you guys see right here, this is literally filled with my games that I all own. I don't play them too often because I don't have my setup yet. I kind of play on a CRT right now, and I don't have like the full on like setup I want, which I'll possibly have it in the future, probably in like a couple months or so. But for right now, I just have them in a box, and I use my CRT sometimes just to play them. Yeah, let me show you guys all the retro games I have for fun. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is just a fun video I'm making, just to show off my content. If you guys like any of these games that I like, I mean, a lot of these games, I believe almost every single one is basically games that I enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. So let's get into this. So let's start. Let me bring this a little bit closer. So let's start with the PS2 games. We'll do a lot of them are PS2 games, so let's start with those. So the first PS2 game here is actually a PS2 game that is Blitz the League. If you don't know Blitz the League, you should really play it. It's a pretty awesome game, and quite honestly, it's like one of the best football games you can play. I really enjoy playing this game a lot. It's really fun to do and all that kind of stuff. And I actually got this for pretty cheap at a gaming store, and I've been playing it. Well, actually, no, I got this one on eBay. I got this one specifically on eBay, because I've been really wanting to play this, and I actually played it I believe I played it a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome to play. It's really fun and all that kind of stuff. Okay, now for the next one. The next one is Final Fantasy. I believe that's Final Fantasy X. It's X. Final Fantasy X. I've never actually really played the Final Fantasies, but I was always interested. I haven't played this one yet, but I've just been going through other ones that were from my childhood recently. So, but I've never played any of the Final Fantasies. I just saw this and was like, well, I actually got this one for free. I was able to pick it in the game store for free. That's kind of like why I picked this one out, because I was just kind of interested in the Final Fantasies. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the Final Fantasies, because I've never really played them, but I've always thought they were interesting. Okay, the next one. This one's an awesome one. Now, I've played the PSP versions, which I have my PSP games I'm also going to show, but I've never played the PS2 version of this. So this is God of War on PS2. Now, the reason I wanted this is because I love the God of War games, but I've mainly played them on the PSP. I've never played them in any other circumstance. Like, I've only played them on the PSP, never played them on the PS2. So I was like, well, I really want to try this on the original, which is the PS2. Hold on, guys. Let me fix this real quick. Don't want this to die on me. But yeah, I basically got this on eBay, and I was like, well, I haven't played the originals from PS2. I really want to check them out. This is a really pristine case, by the way. I didn't get this for that much money, but it was awesome, and I can't wait to get more of them, because I really love God of War when I played it on the PSP. Like, I'm almost done with the last one, I believe. I'll actually show you the ones I have, but definitely a good pickup, and I'm really glad I got it. Okay, let me show you some more. I just got to stack these so I don't lose them. All right, next one. This is an awesome one. I kind of wish I didn't get the greatest hits version, but I actually love this from my childhood. So it's Nicktoons Unite. If you guys remember Nicktoons Unite, this is an awesome game. Now, some people hate these types of games from THQ, but I love them. Now, I would actually finish this game. The reason I'm not, because I really want to play it on a new setup. So I kind of stopped at a certain point just so I could wait until I'm playing it like fully. And I did have to pay like $11 for this, but honestly, I just really love this game. It's kind of like, in a way, if you've played the SpongeBob movie game, it's kind of like that, or the Finding Nemo games, like stuff like that. Those were really good back in the day. So I definitely recommend playing this if you really like Nicktoons, Nick in general, stuff like that. Let me show you guys another one. All right, so on the PS2, this is the Sims 2. Now, the reason I got this was I I really like the Sims Stories on PS2. Now there was no Sims Stories. I couldn't find any Sims Story games. So I was like, well, I might as well get The Sims 2 because The Sims 2 is probably one of the greatest Sims games, possibly the greatest. I really love The Sims 3, but I'd probably say this is one of the greatest Sims games you can get. But yeah, I got it on the PS2. Definitely a really awesome, game, and I definitely recommend you guys checking it out. Even though it is a PS2 game, it is an awesome game if you love The Sims. Definitely, probably one of the best Sims games. Sims 4 really, really sucks. Sims 3 is awesome, and this one's awesome as well. This one has way more features than The Sims 3, but I also love The Sims 3 in a lot of ways. So yeah, definitely worth the get. It wasn't stories. I love stories. I love the stories games for The Sims. They're really awesome. Okay, let's go to another one. So this one right here is actually another Sims game. So Sims 2 Castaway. After I got Sims 2, I had to get on eBay and buy this. This is probably one of my favorite, possibly actually my favorite Sims game in general, because I love the aspect of it being like a story. It's basically like basically you're stranded on an island. You get stranded, and you're basically kind of like playing as your sim. You travel the island. You basically try to get off the island, and it's awesome because it's like a Sims aspect of it. And you meet new survivors and all that kind of stuff. I loved this game growing up, and having to own it now, even though it was, I believe, like I think it was $10 or $15. It's still an awesome game. I don't care how much I had to pay for this. It's just phenomenal. Now, I don't have all the manuals in these games. I really want to get all the manuals eventually. I don't really like when stuff's incomplete in general, but as long as I get to play it, that's still all that matters. Awesome game. You definitely need to check that out no matter what. I'm definitely going to play that non-stop once I get my new setup for my retro gaming setup in this room. But for now, I'm just gonna wait. For the bigger games, I'm definitely going to wait a little bit because I really want that retro gaming setup. Alright, another PS2 game. Let's do this one. So this one, I played this one a little bit growing up, but not too much. I actually like the different version better that was on 360. This one's pretty fun. It's actually SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. A lot of people prefer this one over the newer ones. I really liked the one that was on 360. I can't remember exactly which one it's called. I can't remember if it was 2012 or something like that. I can't exactly remember. It was ones you could do storylines. There was also one with Santino Marella, which was really cool. I can't exactly remember which one that was called. But yeah, this game's really fun to play. I played it. It's obviously not as fun as some other ones I played, but it's really enjoyable. For the price, I really didn't want to pay $14, but I was like, well, I was kind of in a WWE mood at the time, so I really want to play it. So I kind of play this one in my spare time sometimes. It's kind of fun to play. Not as good as the Xbox 360 ones, but it's still a fun game to play, definitely. Okay, let's go to another one. I have some more PS2 games. This video is going to be a little bit long. It might be like 20 to 30 minutes, but that's fine. This is just for fun, everyone, obviously. So this one right here. I used to play this a little bit when I was younger. I liked a different skating game more, but this one was pretty fun too. This one is actually Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. So I liked playing like skate. I loved playing skate games. Now this was cool too. I actually really enjoyed this game. I wouldn't say it's kind of like skate, but it's pretty fun. Like I kind of like these games. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan of them. I believe I got this one for really, really cheap. So I was like, well, why not? I like skating games. They're really cool and stuff like that. And PS2 skating games are pretty awesome. Nowadays, no one really wants to play those unless they brought back Skate. If they brought back Skate, I'm guaranteed to get that. All right, next one. This is another PS2 game. I do have a lot of PS2 games. Now, I don't have like thousands, but I have a lot. So this one. I kind of remember this one when I was younger. Not one of my favorite racing games. But it's all right. It's called Test Drive. I got the greatest hits version. This one's an okay game. I wouldn't say it's like amazing or something. It's not one of my favorite racing type of games, but it's all right. It's up there. It's not great and stuff, but it's not bad. It's a pretty fun game. Got it for cheap. It's not bad. It's really fun to play. This one, so I haven't fully played this yet because I'm waiting until I get the first one, and also I kind of want to wait until I get my setup. And when I do get my setup, I'm going to be playing this and the first one, and possibly the third too, because a lot of people like the third as well. So it's the greatest hits version. I wish it wasn't, but it is. I had to buy the greatest hits version, but it's still pretty cool. So it's the PS2 greatest hits Spider-Man 2. So A lot of people say this is the greatest Spider-Man game of all time, and honestly, I played a little bit of it back in the day, and I couldn't disagree with that. It's probably one of the greatest. Now, Spider-Man 1 is kind of really crap with web swinging and stuff, but this one specifically, best one by far. Definitely the best web swinging in the Spider-Man game ever. But honestly, this game is really fun, and I can't wait to play it when I have my new setup. I also want to. I don't have it in my collection, but if you remember the SpongeBob movie game, that one is one that's like at the top of my bucket list. I want to play, and I don't have it yet, but I really want to play that. I remember playing that like I believe I did it like 4 or 5 times. I did like so many. I did so many playthroughs of that like with myself. Basically, just I think I did like 4 or 5 times of it, and it was just fun and fun and fun. The newer ones don't hit good as much, like the SpongeBob games, but you know, this is kind of how I felt about the Spider-Man game. I just played all the time because it was just so fun to play because of the web swinging. Now, obviously, I'm not going to play it right now because I'm waiting for my setup when I have my setup. But for now, I'm definitely gonna be maybe playing little parts of it and stuff like that. But it's a really awesome game. You got to check out this. It's basically kind of like the movie, but at the same time, it's kind of like a tie-in, I guess you could say. It does have Tobey Maguire and stuff like that. It's definitely a tie-in if you like tie-in games. But me personally, I love tie-in games from the PS2 era. They're pretty awesome. Now this one, I actually played this one a lot growing up. No, I played the more adult version. I can't remember what the more adult version was, but I did play this one as well. This one's also awesome. So it's actually Ratchet and Clank going commando, and I honestly, this game is a thrill. I loved all the Ratchet and Clanks. All the Ratchet and Clanks were awesome to play. They were just so much fun to play. Not a single time goes by that I didn't like playing those types of games. I really enjoyed playing Ratchet and Clank. Nowadays, obviously, I don't have a PlayStation. I might get one at some point, but I know back in the day, I loved playing Ratchet and Clank. I liked playing the older one. Not a lot of people like the older one. I believe when it was, they were older. I can't remember what it was exactly called, the game, but it was really fun to play. I really like those ones. These are also awesome too. No matter what, they're really fun to play. All right, another one. Now this one, I've been playing this one a lot lately. Not a lot of people like these games, but it makes me think of Blitz the League, and it is really fun to play. It's more of like, it's kind of like Blitz the League, but it's also not like bone crushing and stuff like that like Blitz the League is, and like all the like drugs and stuff. This is a little bit more family friendly, but also not like fully family friendly. And it is NFL Street. So NFL Street is really fun. It's basically like oversized NFL players that used to play all the time. And honestly, it was really fun to play. It's really fun to play. It's basically like if NFL players were really big and they basically no refs in a way, like kind of like just there's no refs, but not like as extreme as Blitz the League, stuff like that. And it's a really fun game. I would definitely check it out if you really want to check it out. Definitely a blast to play. I play it constantly. Just like I like playing Blitz the League too, but I really want to do that in my spare time because I like doing the story mode with Blitz the League. Okay, now this one. I love this racing game, okay? This is one of my favorite racing games of all time. Like, I usually don't like racing games. I'm not a big racing game fan. But this game, with the soundtrack, with everything a part of it, it's just so much fun to play. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's a blast to play this game so much. And it is Need for Speed Underground. Now, if you know this soundtrack to this game, it is awesome. And it's also really fun to play. You get to upgrade your cars. You get to do all that kind of stuff. It's just really fun. It's like all the customization and all that kind of stuff. And you also get all this like it's like you get like an amazing soundtrack while you're playing it. And I love like playing to the window to the wall in this game because it's honestly awesome for this game. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a really fun game. Like if you're not like a big fan of racing games, but you really love when they have a lot of customization, really awesome soundtracks, not like the weird soundtracks that they have today. Definitely play this game, especially if you're into retro games. I'm guessing you are if you're watching this video. But yeah, definitely a blast to play right here. Okay, let's do another one. So I would say, okay, we have a little bit more PS2 games. So this one. Now, this one isn't bad. I like this game. This is a good racing game as well. It's more of like a like it has more cops in it. It's more about cops than just racing, but it's still a pretty fun game. I'm not gonna lie, it's a fun game, really fun racing game. Obviously one of the ones I would definitely play, and it is Need for Speed. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Now, Need for Speed Most Wanted, a little bit. I wouldn't like it. I don't like it as much as Need for Speed Underground, but definitely a blast to play. I'm not gonna lie. It's still a blast to play, just like Need for Speed Underground. I wish they made games like these nowadays. Honestly, they need to make another Need for Speed Underground. It's an awesome game. All right, okay, let's go to another one. So this one right here. Okay, this is probably one of my favorite Grand Theft Autos. I wouldn't say my favorite. My favorite could be GTA 5, but this is definitely up there. Probably top 2, maybe top 3, depending. Like, there's a lot of GTA games I like. So this one is actually the PS2 version of GTA San Andreas. I love GTA San Andreas. This is a blast to play. Like, it is one of my favorite GTAs. It definitely the funniest. Like, I love this GTA. It's hilarious and awesome. This and GTA 5, I cannot decide between the two. I love them both. And I also love with the GTA games, you always get the map. That is literally always my favorite part. Anytime I get the GTA games, I have to have the map. If I don't have the map, it's just not a GTA game to me. Because you need that map. That map's like one of the best parts of these games. And all, because you get to put it up on your wall, you can have it in here and just look at it. It's just really cool to do. But yeah, GTA San Andreas, an awesome game. I love Big Smoke. He's probably my favorite in the game. And obviously what happens to him in the end, I don't want to say what, because some people never actually played it. But if you have, you know what I mean. What happens with Big Smoke is just a big tragedy because of what happens with him and why he's like that now. And like what happens in general. But yeah, basically that's what I think of GTA San Andreas. It's an awesome one. Definitely, if you haven't played the GTAs, this is the best one by far. Unless you think GTA 5 is also great. I love both of them. Both of them are awesome. But yeah, this is a really good game, definitely. Okay, let me move some of these back into the case. Into my box, so I have more room. All right, so next one. Here we go. So this one's okay. Not a bad racing game. I liked playing it. It had a little bit of obstacles and stuff like that. I wouldn't say it's kind of like a racing game, but it's also like it's kind of like I don't know how to describe it. Like more of a destructive racing game, I guess I could say. It's called Flat Out 2. Now I don't have the first one, but I have this one, and this game is pretty good. It's a pretty fun game to play. I mean, if you like crashing games, like when you crash into other people with cars and stuff, that's a pretty fun game. And I mean, I enjoyed this game a lot. It's pretty awesome. And honestly, it's just really fun to play. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's just a pretty fun game and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's do the next one because I don't really want to talk about that one much. It's not like an amazing game to me, but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game. Okay, this one, I used to play this one all the time when I grew up. I played this all the time because I just loved playing it. And honestly, I thought you could actually, I thought the main character you could actually like marry someone in the game, but you actually can't. I honestly thought you could back then, because obviously back then you just didn't really know what you could do in a game. But it was really cool what you could do in this game. It was just fun all the time, and what all you could do, you could have a spaceship and all that kind of stuff. But it is Destroy All Humans. If you know Destroy All Humans, it is an awesome game. You get to play as an alien. You get to like kill a bunch of humans. You get to basically mind control cows. You can mind control humans. You can get in your spaceship, destroy the whole city. You can also do the story. It's just an awesome game. Like they brought it back on. I believe they remastered it on Xbox, and I played it, and it's phenomenal. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's phenomenal. I also don't have any Xbox games. I just want to let you guys know that I don't have any Xbox games in here for retro. I don't count 360 because it's not really retro yet, but like original Xbox games, I don't have any of those yet because this was just my first time collecting, and I don't really have an original Xbox yet. But that was really a fun game. That was a really fun system to play on. That and the PS2 were basically my top ones to play on. But yeah, Destroy All Humans, it is phenomenal. Like, if you've never played it, it's great. Like, I just really loved playing it, and also the beginning scenes and stuff were just really awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now the next one is let's look at this. I'll actually put these back in the box a little bit now because I'll have more space. So this one, okay, this is a movie tie-in game. So I really liked playing this game a lot. Now, some people really didn't like this game, but honestly, I loved movie tie-in games. Movie tie-in games were amazing. They were basically elite to me. Now, not all of them were good. Like Nemo was okay, it wasn't bad, but this one was really fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I liked playing this tie-in game. Obviously, not all tie-in games were great, but this one was awesome. I loved it, and it was Madagascar. If you played this tie-in game, it was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed doing it. You get to play as the penguins. I believe you played it as I believe you played as almost all the cast. I remember Alex, Marty, Melman, Gloria. I think you played as them all in this game. It was just really fun to play. Oh yeah, sorry guys about the lighting. I know you might not be able to see the back fully because of the lighting, but I just don't have a ring light or anything, so obviously right now that's just not possible. But it is definitely an amazing game. I'm not kidding, and I also have a complete. It's just a great game. I love this tie-in game. It's just really fun to play. You get to sneak around, all that kind of stuff. Kind of the stuff you did kind of the stuff that happened in the movies, basically, because it's a tie-in game. But this is just how you do tie-in games the right way, in my opinion. Some tie-in games were awful, but there were also some gems. Like, I like the SpongeBob movie tie-in game, like I talked about earlier. That was also awesome. I also talked about some others earlier, like Spider-Man, and Madagascar is also a really good tie-in game I enjoy. Let me put that back in. Let's look at some others. Now this one's a Cabela's game. Now, I was a little bit of a fan of the Cabela Deer Hunter games and those types of games. I wasn't like a massive fan where I would play them like all the time, but I was an okay fan of them. Like, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, that kind of stuff. But I was like, well, I might as well buy this because, I mean, I like the Deer Hunter games. They're not amazing, but they're okay to play. So this was a Cabela's Deer Hunt 2005 season. Now, this one's a decent one to play. Like, I like playing these older Deer Hunter, Bear Hunter, all these types of games because they're a little bit more unique than the ones nowadays. The ones nowadays are just kind of irritating to play because, when you play them now, it's more like, I don't know. They just don't seem as fun, I guess you could say. I don't know. I just feel like these PS2 games and games from back then, when you play these Deer Hunter games or Bear Hunter games, they just feel more fun, I guess you could say. I don't know why nowadays it's just kind of boring to play these types of games when you play them like the newer ones. But this one's a pretty fun game to play. I really enjoyed playing this game. Definitely an enjoyable experience. There's also another one in here. I used to actually play this one as a kid as well. Not as much, but it was kind of cool because it was different. It was actually called Cabela's African Safari. Basically, you go to Africa, you can hunt animals in Africa. Basically, that's basically what it is. You're a hunter hunting African animals, elephants, all that kind of stuff. That's why it kind of got interesting. It was like, oh well, it's kind of different. I used to play this when I was a kid as well, and I thought it was cool. Oh, I almost dropped a disc. Because for some reason this one has 2 discs, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, I only hold that while I'm showing it. Yeah, look, there it is. But yeah, this was a fun one. Basically, talking about it's basically self-explanatory Cabela's Safari, but it's pretty fun to play. Like, I enjoy playing that one as well. I don't play it all the time, but I just play it for fun, Okay, let's see another one. So I believe this is the last. Yes, this is the last PS2 game. So this PS2 game, I love the first one. This one is also pretty fun. I don't know why. It was just always fun to play because of the characters, and basically you're just driving a truck around and it's just fun what happens during it. And it's called Big Mother Truckers 2. If you played this game, I thought it was a really funny game. Obviously, it's a game where you just go to the objective with your truck, and stuff like that. But it's the experience during it. Like, it's just funny. It's just a really funny game to play. And even though it's, I guess, I don't know, it's not like an incredible experience. It's not an incredible experience, but it's just a fun game to play. I used to play this as a kid. I used to play the first one a lot, and it's just a pretty fun game. I'll definitely have the first one at some point, but for now, I just have the second one. Okay, that's all the PS2 games I have. Now time for the Wii games. So the Wii games, I only have 2. I also have 2 others. I just don't have them out right now. I don't think I have them in here. No, I don't have them in here, but I have these 2 games. So I have Wii Sports, but I don't have it. I think it's in my Wii, so I'm not going to be able to get that one. But obviously everyone has Wii Sports. Literally everyone has Wii Sports. So what's the use to share that one? But here's this one. So this is iCarly on the Wii. I just was kind of interested to get this because I know it's not like a great game. A lot of Wii games aren't really that great, I gotta be honest. But the reason I got it was like I saw it at a Goodwill, and I was like, well, I like iCarly a little bit, so I'm like, I might as well just buy it, you know, because I mean it's iCarly. Like I was like, well, it's a tie-in to the TV show. The game itself was okay. It's not like an incredible game or anything, but you know, it's just like a time waster, I guess. That's what I call Wii games. They're kind of like time wasters. They're not really like full-on games. You just have like a story appeal to them. They're just more like, oh well, let me play this because it's fun. There's also this one. I just thought it was interesting because it was Need for Speed. It's one of the newer ones, obviously, because it's on Wii. So I wouldn't say this is a great game or anything, but I just wanted to try it out for fun. So it's called Need for Speed Pro Street. It's an okay game. I'm not going to lie. These are basically the newer Need for Speeds. Not anything phenomenal. It's also on the Wii. So, I mean, it's not crazy great, you know. I'm not a huge Wii fan, but obviously there's some gems out there that are really fun. Like the Super Mario games on Wii, I actually really enjoy playing those. I don't have them right now, but I'll have them eventually. I used to have them when I was a kid. But those are the Wii games. I only have like 3. I have that one, another one, and then I have Wii Sports. So, okay, let's go to... let's go to the PS1 games next. So I have a couple PS1 games. I don't have too many PS1 games. Oh, I have another PS2 game. I didn't know I had another one. I guess I had another one in one of the it wasn't in a case. But yeah, it is Need for Speed Underground 2. I didn't know I had it in a separate container. I actually didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know I had it separately. I guess it's because it's in one of these cases. I don't really remember putting it in a case, but that's still pretty cool. At least I have number 2. This is definitely my favorite Need for Speed game. Possibly Underground 1 and 2 were just phenomenal. Like, I love them both. They're really awesome. This is the second one. Obviously, it's just a disc. So, I mean, I don't really like games that are just in discs. I was just given this one, so I actually didn't even remember it until I saw it, and I'm like, oh, there it is. I thought I didn't even have it. But yeah, I do. This is definitely a great game. I'm not going to lie. There's not really much I could show, but that's definitely a great game. It's an awesome game. That's all I got to say about it. Like, it's just so awesome. Okay, next one. So this one's kind of cool. I used to own this when I was a kid. So it's not an amazing game. It's a PS1 game. Not a lot of PS1 games are great, but it's an okay game. It's called the Flintstones Bedrock Bowling. You know, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's bowling with the Flintstones. It's a good game. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's a good game. It's not like an amazing game or anything, but it's a decent game to play. You know, just like I don't know. A lot of PS1 games are just decent games. Not like incredible games, but there are some gems out there, guaranteed. That's a good game to play. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really fun game to play. This one right here, it's okay. This game right here is an okay game. I wouldn't say it's like an amazing game or anything. It's called NASCAR Rumble. It's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like NASCAR, but you're like there's like crashes and stuff like that. You can do crashes. You can do crashes and all kinds of stuff like that. Other than that, it's just kind of like a normal NASCAR game, but you're not like on a normal track, I guess you could say. I think you can be on a normal track. I haven't played this too much. I just know it's kind of like a arcade style, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's an okay game. I wouldn't say amazing. Obviously, my PS1 collection is more lacking than others, but I think it's a pretty... Yeah, I'll definitely get more PS1 games eventually. So, okay, here's this. This is a PS1 game. So this one, I actually very much enjoy this game a lot. Definitely one of my favorite PS1 games. I wouldn't say my favorite, but it's definitely one of my favorite. So this one is actually Spyro the Dragon. If you know Spyro the Dragon, it's a really fun game with Spyro. He's a dragon. I can't remember the entire story because I haven't played it recently. I just know you collect things to bring back the other dragons, I believe. I believe that's what this one is. I can't remember exactly, but I know you solve puzzles and all that kind of stuff. And it's just a pretty fun time. Like I actually really enjoyed playing this one growing up. It's definitely one of the PS1 gems I loved playing. They also remastered it, I believe, and I actually played that one, and that was also pretty awesome. And I have one more PS1 game. So it's actually right here. Let me show it. This one's kind of cool. I actually kind of like this one. So it's unique. It's called World's Scariest Police Chases. So you're basically it's not too long. I believe there's like 20 or 18 races, and basically you're the police and you're chasing another car and all that kind of stuff. It's a cool game, you know. It's just kind of cool to play in your spare time and stuff like that. Like my PS1 games are more like, oh, I play them in my spare time, I guess, just for fun and all that kind of stuff. The only one that is unique that I would play on like a bigger TV is probably Spyro, because I really enjoy Spyro's story. Even if it is a PS1 game, it's really fun to play. Yeah, those are my PS1 game collection. Okay, any more? I believe I have. Okay, I have a couple N64 games, and then I have PSP games. So here's my N64 collection. I don't have too many. I have like 3. So let's start out with the one I don't really care about too much. So this one's called Cruisin'. It's basically a racing game. I was given this one, so and it's an okay game. I wouldn't say it's like an amazing game or anything. You know, it's fun to play. It just passes the time. It's just pretty fun, you know. Not like my favorite or anything. So okay, let's get to the next ones. Now these two, I really enjoy playing these a lot. Like anytime I play my N64, they're games I love playing. So let's go to this one first. So it's Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart 64 is an amazing game, probably one of the best Mario Kart games you can get. The 64 games are incredible with Mario games, and I don't know why, they just feel so much more fun and everything to play. Just like the Wii game with Mario is really awesome to play. So Nintendo always has it going on when it comes to Mario. Fun game, awesome game. It's definitely a riot. You know, there's a little bit of a cut on the back. These games are definitely somewhat built to last, you know. And then this one right here, Super Mario 64. This is an amazing story with Mario. Basically, you know, if anyone knows Mario, you know, it's basically him trying to save Peach and all that kind of stuff with Bowser in the way. And this is definitely my favorite Mario game of all time. I had to own this when I had an N64. It had to be my first game. My second had to be Mario Kart 64. These are definitely one of my top 2 N64 games. That's why I got them. I just got Cruisin' for kind of like for free, and I don't really play Cruisin' too much. But those 2 games definitely one of my all-time favorite N64 games. Absolutely. I'll definitely get more in my collection eventually. I've just been waiting to, you know, I already told you guys before how I've been waiting to get my setup in here so I can play some more retro games and stuff like that. That's why I don't have too many games, because, you know, I don't really have the time that often when you don't have a lot of room to play and all that kind of stuff, you know. And also when you have other things to do, but it's still fun. Okay, now let's do the PSP games. So check these out. So a couple of these are actually movies, which is interesting. They're UMD video movies, so I'll actually show those as well for the people that like movies out there. So I'll do the UMD movies first. So okay, the UMD movies are right here. Let me start with them. They're all the same genre. So they're all the same movie collection, I guess you could say. I don't know how to describe it. Like the trilogy. They're like a trilogy. But here's the first one. So there's Spider-Man 1 on UMD video. Obviously, good movie, awesome movie. I love the Tobey Maguire movies. They also have a really good insert on the inside. I really liked how UMD. I really liked how the discs look like that. They're so tiny and awesome to look at. It was just a really fun time. I really enjoyed the UMD video discs. Okay, now the next one. This is obviously Spider-Man 2. You could have guessed that. Obviously, a great Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. Great Spider-Man, my favorite Spider-Man of all time. The inserts are kind of lacking on this one, but it is definitely awesome. I love watching movies on UMD video. You know, it's just a unique experience. It's kind of like watching on your phone in a way, but also it's a game system. You know, hopefully they bring that back someday. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, last one. So the movie one, UMD video. So this is obviously Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3, obviously not really liked among all. I think it's an okay movie. It was definitely lacking in some aspects, but funny parts like bullying Maguire and stuff. Now the insert on this one's kind of cool. You know, him trying to morph into the suit and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely unique and interesting like that. I really liked how they did that back then. And then now let's get into the actual games. So my PSP games. So let's do my least favorite. So this one right here is I just bought it from a game store just for fun because I thought it was a cool game. So it's called SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo. It's a pretty fun game to play. I'm not going to say it's like an amazing game or an incredible game or anything, but it's kind of fun. Like, it's just a fun game. I wouldn't say it's kind of hard to play because the PSP's controls. So I mean, it was worth the $5 I paid, but it's not like something I would play like all the time. It's cool, playing on a PSP, just playing like these types of games. It's basically like a military game, I guess you could say. Now these PSP games right here, I love these PSP games. I haven't finished one of them, but I definitely am enjoying it right now. Here's the first one. So it's God of War: Chains of Olympus. Now, this game, I actually finished this one, and this one is an awesome game. Definitely, this is actually the first God of War game I've ever played, and it's incredible. I just really enjoyed playing it. A PSP experience with God of War is just really fun no matter what, because it's unique because you're playing on a handheld with a game that's literally meant for like a PlayStation 2. So it's just really awesome to play. I mean, it's definitely an experience, and it's in the controls and button mashing is awesome. Like, it's just really fun. So if you like gory stuff like God of War, definitely get it to the PSP version. It's awesome. And then here's the second one. This is the God of War: Ghost of Sparta. This is the other one. I haven't finished this one yet. I'm still playing it, but so far it's been a blast to play. It's just like the other God of War game, but more fun. Basically the same experience. It's just an awesome game to play. There's a reason why God of War is such a big selling thing, because it's just gore, fight, killing, and all that kind of. It's just awesome. It's awesome. Definitely an awesome thing to do, and stuff like that. Yeah, but I believe that's all of my gaming. Oh, hold on a second. Let me put these down. Okay, I believe that's all of my gaming collection, which it took a little bit over 30 minutes, which I kind of expected, based on all the stuff, all the games I had. Now I know I didn't have a lot of games, obviously, so I could do this all in one video. Now I would do separate things if I had too many of one or anything like that. I didn't have too many though, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like the collection I have, let me know in the comments. Tell me what your guys' favorite video game is to play on retro, like, or in general, like, what's your favorite video game? I don't know what mine would be. Me specifically, I don't know what game would be my favorite game of all time. There's a lot of good ones. Maybe Skyrim. I really love Skyrim. Probably my favorite game of all time. There's Minecraft, there's Skyrim. I believe there's one more that's really important to me. I can't remember exactly what. But those two ones really resonate with me, especially Skyrim. Skyrim is an awesome game. I've tried to play Oblivion. It's a little bit old style for me. I've tried. I might actually finish it at some point, just eventually. I played Morrowind. I can try to get into Morrowind. It's just not amazing. I like the talking aspect of those games. It's really fun. But when you go to Morrowind, it's more about the texts and everything like that, which is an awesome thing. But, I really like when they talk as well, because it's kind of communicative and stuff like that. Yeah, Skyrim, I would probably say that's my favorite game of all time, because I can play that constantly and never get bored, even if it's the same story over and over again. It's just, you just get immersed in it, I guess you could say. But retro game, I don't know exactly what retro game would be my favorite. I really like the SpongeBob games. They're awesome to play. I like the Dragon Ball Z games. I like the Sims Castaway. I like the Sims games. Like, there's a lot out there. There's probably not one specific one I could pick because of how good the retro game collections are. Obviously, of all time, just one game, probably Skyrim. But if I had to pick a retro game, it's kind of hard because there's a lot of things I could pick. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not sure when I have another video out for you guys. Maybe when I have my retro, either when I have my retro set up and just do like a cool video for you guys, just showing me playing a game or something specific. It'd be pretty cool, maybe. And other than that, maybe if I go like on a haul for Best Buy, or not Best Buy. Why did I say Best Buy? I meant to say Goodwill. Like going to Goodwill or going to a thrift store. I do have local. It's not local, but it's like 30 minutes away. I do have a game store I go to get retro games. So that could be something I do sometimes. I wouldn't say that often, because this channel is just kind of for fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what retro games I have and all sorts. Let me know in the comments what your favorite game of all time is, what your favorite retro game of all time is, what's your favorite system to play on, stuff like that. Really like seeing your guys' comments. Obviously, this isn't a big channel, so not a lot of people are going to be on it, but it's still cool to show you guys. It's just a fun experience, stuff like that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.